Hello and welcome back to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. And if this is your first time, welcome. For the first time, you get an extra special welcome. I'm glad you are here. Well, Caitlin Clark has done it again. Another day, another award for Caitlin Clark. This time, she has been named Sporting News Athlete of the Year. To be more specific, on Monday, the Sporting News named her its 2024 Female Athlete of the Year. And the reason why, well, Sporting News said that Caitlin Clark, quote, made a larger than life impact on the college, high school, and youth basketball levels and will certainly continue as her WNBA career unfolds. This article that I'm looking at there, it's at kcci.com. It says that she shared the Sporting News Athlete of the Year honor in 2023 with LSU's Angel Reese. This year, she's the first female athlete of the year in the history of the publication. I'm looking at Caitlin Clark named Sporting News Athlete of the Year. And down here, it says that in Monday's announcement, Sporting News wrote, the Caitlin Clark effect didn't put women's sports on the map. Instead, it ensured women's sports will continue to prosper. And if you're looking for proof, all you need to do is look beyond the bright lights of college basketball and the WNBA. It is the story of who has next. The high schoolers and middle schoolers, that will be the measure of how much Clark really means to the sport. I think this is absolutely fabulous. And it leads me to something that I've been wanting to talk about, and that is the who's got next. No, I don't have a name. No, I'm not making those comparisons that people are making in their efforts to just butt Caitlin Clark out of the way. But there is another point that I want to make concerning who's got next and what that has to do with Caitlin Clark. But yeah, I want you to take a look at this. This is the Sporting News. She transcended the sport. It says Caitlin Clark is our 2024 Female Athlete of the Year. There's a cool cover there. Love that. And that was posted on X. Now, in this article, there's a link to the announcement of her being the 2024 Female Athlete of the Year. And I want us to take a look at that, because that is really where I'm going with the who's got next part of this video. And here we are at this announcement at sportingnews.com. Caitlin Clark is the Sporting News Female Athlete of the Year. And there is that. Now, this says Caitlin Clark answers so many questions in 2024. Questions from critics, online trolls, current or former players, and of course, the media that was along for the ride. It was one final question during the last press conference of her college career that pried at the heart of Clark's impact on basketball for generations to come. This is worth looking at, and then I want to make a point. So she was asked, this is after losing to South Carolina. Okay, so this is like emotion time here. This is like rubber meets the road time. Your amazing run in that season or senior season, of course, the junior season and senior season together, making it to the finals. So the question was, you've had an incredible journey to this point, especially with the historic viewership. What would you say to kids striving to be you right now? The ladder extended down. If you missed my video the other day about the double standard, check it out, because those are the kinds of questions you typically ask people about extending a ladder to lift the people who are yet to come. You get in the WNBA and everybody wants you to extend the ladder up. I'm not going to go over that again. Check out that video. But so the question was, what are you going to say to kids who are striving to be you? Because there are a lot of them, a lot of Clark jerseys out there, Iowa jerseys. Remember, this is the end of her college career. Iowa jerseys, people with signs, people wanting to meet, people being inspired, people wanting to meet her, all this stuff. So what are you going to say to those people? here at this pivotal moment, at this emotional moment, at this great loss, and at the end of a season, a huge season in her life, her college career. She says, I would say, I think the biggest thing is this is what I kind of said about my entire career is nobody really believed other than myself, Clark said. I think confidence. I think as a young girl, just have confidence. A young boy, have confidence in yourself and confidence in whatever you want to be. She paid tribute to her parents, it says. And she went on to say, I think that was the thing that my parents instilled in me from a young age. They never told me no. Well, they told me no about other things, but not in what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be and the goals I wanted to chase after. Hang with me here. I'm going somewhere, okay? So she said, you've got to say it. You've got to say it. I love that. You've got to work for it. That's a biblical principle. You've got to say it. You have to speak it, right? Your words have creative power. You've got to say it, Clark said. You've got to work for it. You've got to earn it. You don't ever want anything to be given to you. I've worked really hard to be in this moment. That's where my confidence comes from. That's the piece of advice I would give to the younger generation. And I love this. And y'all know why. You know all the conversation that's been going on. She has never budged. I have worked hard and I have earned this moment. And she's saying to the young folks, you have to work hard. You have to speak it. You have to set goals. And then you can't just sit around. No, you've got to work for it. Let's continue because I want to show you something here again. So this article in this announcement talks about what Caitlin Clark has done for the game. It says if you break that answer into 3 parts, then you get into all the reasons why Clark is the 2024 Sporting News female athlete of the year. And I love when I see that because otherwise people are going to sit around and they want to say, well, why did she get it? What was the criteria? Well, they're telling you why. Okay. So if you listen to her answer, that's the reason why. She is the Sporting News Female Athlete of the Year. She made a larger than life impact on the college, high school, and youth basketball levels. That impact will certainly continue as her WNBA career unfolds. And I had already shared that on the other article. But I'm not going to read all through this stuff, but it talks about the Caitlin Clark effect, that being the catchphrase, right? It talks about the scoring. It talks about marketing data, how the marketing data demonstrates the powerful reality of women's sports and how she has a part of that. Talks about Lisa Bluter, who coached her and who saw critics look for ways to tear her down. But this is what I want to get to. These categories. Just want you to follow me here. See if you notice the pattern. Caitlin Clark and the growth of college basketball is one subheading. Gives you information about that. The growth of college basketball. And then we go down. Caitlin Clark's impact on high school basketball. College, high school. We continue. It gives information about that. It continues on. Caitlin Clark's impact on youth basketball. Wow. I just saw this, so I'm just going to read this. According to Team Insight, more than 28.1 million boys and girls under the age of 6 play basketball last year. She has an impact on youth basketball as well. Okay, so Adrienne, why are you pointing all this out? The impact on college, the impact on high school, the impact on youth. What are you saying? And what does this have to say about who's got next, as this mentioned? I'm going to tell you why. I've heard people say there will never be another player like Caitlin Clark. Never. I hear people say that. We're not trying to move Caitlin Clark out of the way, as some people are. No. There is no one right now in the game who brings what Caitlin Clark brings to the game. Make no mistake about it. However, listen to me carefully. If we never see another like Caitlin Clark, then we've missed something. Caitlin Clark is doing her thing. Absolutely. But Caitlin Clark doesn't want it to stop with her. Caitlin Clark is wanting this game to impact other people who will go, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to have that confidence that she talked about. I'm going to grind it out. Now, there's a certain level of gifting that God gives people. There's certain athletic ability. It's like as an adult, like older adult, I decided to take tennis lessons because of Serena and Venus Williams. They inspired me. I'd never played tennis in my life. What did the tennis coach say I hired? You're a natural athlete. I always knew that. There's certain inclinations and leanings and bents that God gives us, but we are responsible for how we steward those things. And there will be people who come who have talent, they have giftings, they need the confidence and the work ethic. Because if it's over with Caitlin Clark, then we've missed the boat. We're not trying to boot her out of the way now. And she's got, God willing, she's got years to go to rock and roll and dominate and show us more. But maybe because of her inspiration, there will be another player who ends up even having an opportunity to play against Caitlin. Caitlin never got a chance to play against Maya Moore, someone she respected so much. But Kobe got to play against Michael Jordan. And so I know people in their support of Caitlin want to say there'll never be another Caitlin Clark. And I say, why not? And isn't that what we want? We don't want it to die with Caitlin. We want her example to be imparted to other people. That's why I say who's got next. I'm not naming these names like people are doing because it doesn't fit anybody and it's not right. Let players be who they are. But there will be players, isn't that what we want, who will come along and Caitlin will look and say, wow, that's cool. Like she talks about Maya Moore. There'll be somebody who will be rocking and rolling and doing all that stuff. And she'll be like, wow, I had something to do with that. Thank you, God. I had something to do with somebody finding confidence and inspiration and knowing they had to get out there and work for it and use the talents that God has given them. Now, as a Fever fan, I don't want that player in the league right now because we're looking for some fever championships, right? And I don't think there's any worry that anybody right now is going to totally shut Caitlin Clark down. She's doing her thing. But I'm telling you now that the goal is not that there will never be another Caitlin Clark. That doesn't even make sense. Why not? All the people who say, oh, the WNBA is so corny. Oh, the WNBA, they can't make layups. Oh, you hear it all the time. Okay, well, there are players who are working hard because of the examples, whoever they take inspiration from, and it's going to drive them. I will say this, it's going to be hard to find somebody that way because like Kobe, like Michael, like Caitlin, a lot of people don't have the drive. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have the get up. I still remember someone talking about Kobe Bryant. They had played like a pickup game or 3-on-3, and they get to the gym the next day. Like Kobe's in the gym with a pad and a pen, and he's talking about to the guy. I don't even remember who the NBA player was. Said Kobe's in there early in the morning. I come in there, it's like, Kobe, what are you doing? And Kobe said, listen, this is where we went wrong yesterday in the 3-on-3 pickup game. He said, dude's got some notes and a pen about a 3-on-3 pickup game. Are you kidding me? But that was him. He was different. And he worked that hard. He had that work ethic and the skill and the talent. So yeah, it's that's not going to come around all the time. That's why she's called generational. But we don't want it to stop there. We want people to look and say, wow, I can see what hard work does. I can see where it gets you. Whatever it is, whether it's sports, whatever it is that you do. No, you don't want to say that's the end of it. But right now, we're rocking with Caitlin. And she's inspiring people along the way. And in so doing, man, she's racking up awards. And the latest is the Sporting News Female Athlete of the Year. Pretty cool. Let me know what you think. Put your thoughts in the comments section. Do so respectfully, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.